YouTube? My name is LBN and welcome back to another God Guide. This is going to be for RAIJIN. He's a mage in Smite and he's very fun to play and has a pretty versatile kit. He's very safe as well. He's one of the mages in the game that you can call safe because he has an escape in a dash. And it's a very cool dash, but we'll get to that. So let's really quickly go over his abilities and what they do. So right off the bat, his passive is for every 5 abilities cast. RAIJIN reduces the cooldown of all abilities currently on cooldown. So basically it just allows you to spam more abilities. And then also he has wider basic attacks. So he has some fat basics to help him confirm some of his later damage in his kit. So his kit revolves around his 2, which is his Raiju. And let's go ahead and find an enemy so we can show how it works. So we're going to place a buff or a debuff on an enemy. So in our targeter, so you see I'm targeting this Odin, we throw Raiju on him. You see Raiju is hiding out inside of him, and if we hit them for damage, I did not do it fast enough, so you have to be quick. If you hit them for damage, it'll detonate Raiju, slowing them even more than it already slows, and then doing a lot of tick damage. So that's a lot of damage that you're doing. It also hits AoE, so if you hit one person, it'll bounce to other people. So as you see, it bounces and does a lot of damage. As you can probably guess, this does a lot of damage before a team fight. It pokes out an enemy team. But it also procs off of your other abilities. So if we have Raiju on an enemy and we press our 1, which we bang our drums 3 times, the first 2 bangs will only hit once. The second bang will do double damage and hit twice. So as you see, I'll do the 1 basically here. 2 hits and then 2 at once. So you're doing 4 total hits, but the third one happens twice at a time. So we can apply Raiju and then we can do our 1. And this is our main wave clear. It's to press 2 and then press 1. And that's how we wave clear. Now both of these abilities are great to max out first, since this does a lot more damage if you can confirm all of the damage. So if I'm looking to hit a god that's moving, if I only hit these first 2 hits and I miss the third one, we're not getting the most value out of it as possible. Whereas with Raiju, if I just hit him once, I'm getting all the value from it. So at the baseline, if you just want to focus on clear, your 1 is a safe option. And then you can get back to safety under your tower if that's what you really want to do. But if you want more god damage, more easily confirmable damage, you can max the 2 first and be totally fine. You'll clear just as well since it'll hit the whole minion wave. And you'll do a lot more damage if you're able to hit gods with it. Now your 3 is your dash, and you can also apply Raiju and dash to them, and it does damage. It actually hits twice, and that first hit silences them, so it'll stop their casts and keep them from casting damage on you. So you can Raiju someone and then dash on them and then do your drums if you're feeling extra frisky. So if you know you're going to win that trade, we can Raiju and then do a long dash and then do our damage on them and hopefully one-shot them with that combo. If not, we can go into our ultimate, which our ultimate is very interesting. So we're going to go up on our drums, and we're going to get to bang out a couple times. Now, we have 3 different options. We can go for maximum damage by just clicking while we're on our drums. We can press our 2 if we want to make them come toward us or taunt them. And then we can press our 3 if we want to fear them and make them go away. So you can really control people with your ultimate. So let's find the God mode center so we can get it off cooldown. Let's reset the cooldown. So we can really control this Odin. So watch this. If I really wanted to, I could just press 2 and 3 and just keep him basically CC'd and in place. So it's a really interesting ultimate. Or if we really want to just maximize our damage, we just click while we're riding those drums, and we'll just press, we'll just do maximum damage with it. Now the best combo I've already showed you guys for him is you're gonna apply Raiju, you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna ultimate. And then if you're extra frisky, if you know you're gonna win the trade, you can Raiju, dash in 1, and then start ulting. But he's a very safe mage because it's hard for junglers to kill him, because if they jump on him, he can just jump away. And then he does a lot of poke damage to start off fights, so you really have to engage on him early in order to kill him. But as a RAIJIN player, you can just sit behind a wall and just poke the enemy team out over the wall with your 2-1 combo and do so much damage. Now let's talk about how to build him. So what items are we going to go? My personal favorite start on him is to buff his clear. So we want Sands of Time because it does extra damage to minions. So Sands of Time and then tier 1 penetration, because you want that early game penetration on, do the maximum amount of early game damage and bullying and to really win those trades. So I like going Spear of Desolation. It gives good cooldown. The passive's really strong. And it's just a good stat stick, even though it's been nerfed recently. So these are the best starting items with him, in my opinion. But then you can opt to go for Divine Rune if there's a good bit of healing, or if you just want a little bit of extra damage, you can go that second. Or you can go into a Chronos Pennant. Chronos Pennant has resurged back into the meta, and it's really good on him because you can spam those annoying pokey abilities more often. But then you're going to want to go Divine Rune immediately after. Now on him, you could go 2 different routes. You could go Rod of Tahuti and something like Spear of the Magus to get a lot of power and a lot of damage and pin. Or you could replace one of these 2 items with Soul Reaver. Since all of your abilities do damage, it's a great option because it'll proc on all of your abilities and just chunk people's health bar down, including the tanks. So this is a great build for him, or like I said earlier, Spear of the Magus or another pin item in this slot is very good, but he is just very easy to build since all the mage items are really strong right now and he uses them all very well. So here's what his abilities will look like with some items on him. So we're going to apply Raiju, we're going to teleport to it, and then we're going to ult and do a lot of damage. You can imagine how he can just chunk the enemy team in a team fight. And if you have cooldown built into your kit, you just get all these abilities off way more often. Those Chronos Pennant ticks are just allowing me to press these buttons over and over, and he can just really control a team fight if he gets ahead. So that's going to do it for RAIJIN. There's no real special things to his kit. He just does a lot of damage. You apply Raiju, you detonate it with any of your other damaging sources, and you just win. You just win team fights because he is so strong. He's not as tuned as he probably should be. They could probably add a little bit of damage to his kit right now, but he's very strong, very safe, and great for new mid lane players. So that's going to do it for RAIJIN. Let me know down below what you guys want to see next, which gods you want to see, or join my Discord and let me know there. I appreciate you guys watching this far, and I will see you guys in the next God Guide. Take care.